Most people think Virat Kohli was always destined for greatness, but that's the myth. Talent gave him entry, discipline gave him longevity. Early in his career, Kohli wasn't calm or controlled. He was emotional, aggressive, volatile. The world saw passion, but what it didn't see was instability, and instability doesn't survive at the top. So Kohli made a decision most athletes never make. He chose reinvention over ego. This wasn't a rise, it was a rebuild. He understood something brutal and simple. Talent peaks early, but discipline decides how long you stay relevant. So he stripped his life down to precision. Food became fuel. Sleep became non-negotiable. Fitness stopped being optional and became identity. He didn't train to look fit. He trained to eliminate weakness. While others trusted skill, Kohli built a system, and systems don't depend on mood. That system showed up when pressure arrived. When runs didn't come, he didn't search for shortcuts. When criticism grew louder, he didn't explain himself. When form disappeared, he didn't panic. He did the same work again and again. That's discipline in silence. Kohli's aggression was never rage, it was energy. But the turning point came when he learned to control it. Emotion stopped driving decisions and started fueling standards. Intensity became consistency. Passion became discipline. That's the difference between being fired up and being dangerous. One of Kohli's greatest strengths was also his biggest threat: ego. Most players are destroyed by it. Kohli refined it. He turned ego into standards, which is why fitness became non-negotiable under his leadership. Not because it looked good, but because weakness spreads. Standards create culture, and culture creates results. Under Kohli, Indian cricket stopped aiming to compete and started aiming to dominate. Overseas wins, fast bowling attacks, relentless fitness benchmarks, none of it was accidental. It was engineered. Then came the phase that defines real greatness. From 2019 to 2022, Virat Kohli went nearly 3 years without an international 100, a period where careers quietly die and relevance fades. Kohli didn't chase form. He protected discipline. His routine didn't change. His preparation didn't change. His standards didn't soften, even when effort felt invisible and doubt grew loud. That's where most people collapse. Not when failure arrives, but when discipline stops paying immediately. Kohli stayed because discipline compounds quietly. When the 100 finally returned, it wasn't relief, it was confirmation. Discipline doesn't rush, it waits. Virat Kohli didn't dominate because he was the most talented of his generation. He dominated because he was the most controlled. He rebuilt himself again and again without losing identity. Greatness isn't built in highlights, it's built in systems that survive failure. Virat Kohli wasn't protected by talent, he was protected by discipline. And that's why, even when form left him, relevance didn't. If you're building something that needs to last, your career, your body, your reputation, talent won't save you, and motivation won't either. Only discipline does. Subscribe to Titan Archives. We study the systems behind greatness so you can build your own.